I got rid of a bunch of negative motherfuckers that needed to be out of my life.
Wow.
It was about removing that toxic bullshit. And I was on fire for real. You know, I felt myself, and I was like, I had a space for myself, and nobody could tell me some shit that wasn't right, because I knew for myself.
Hey y'all, hey, it's Twilight, and I wanted to come on today to talk to you guys about the most pressing thing that I think we ever needed to talk about. You are being manipulated. You are being manipulated, okay? You're being manipulated. Here is what the world has presented to Black women. They have told us, you need to be about the community. You need to be about the progression of Black men and children. And you need to put your silly ambitions for your life to the side because the community needs you. And then Black women have retorted and said, well, how will we be treated? And they responded and said, well, however we see fit. And many of us have said, okay, well, since the community needs us so much, we're going to forfeit our goals, our dreams, or the possibilities for us. Let me stay on the ideology of the possibilities for us. Okay. And I'm going to say some very scathing things that many of you may be aware of, you may not be aware of. So it is what it is. Black women have the ability to go further in life than Black men. I'm going to say that again. Black women have the ability to go further in life than Black men. Black men secretly know this, and they like to attach themselves to Black women so that they can achieve upward mobility. Now, there obviously are many Black men who stand on their own 2 feet, and they are able to progress, code switch, and navigate the sometimes hostile terrain of the corporate world and so forth, because it is hostile. Let's be honest. It's very hostile towards us, especially when we see Trump making executive orders to strip away all of DEI initiatives. Now, of course, we knew that it really benefits white women more, but they sprinkled us in there, and the LGBTQ, yada, yada, yada. You saw how they were doing in 2020, turning their logos to the LGBTQ flag, just really fucking glazing. And now they don't want to have anything to do with it because now they get to show their true colors of the true hearts and the minds of these systems and these corporations. Okay. But many times Black women are the most qualified workers. They're the most competent workers. Okay. I don't need to pull up any statistics, but everybody knows that because of the way that our brains are wired as Black women, we always feel like we have to work hard. We do not get to be mediocre the way that many white women do. And it's sad because unfortunately, we don't get an opportunity to truly embrace our feminine energy. And a lot of times that mentality of I got to go over and beyond just to be good enough sticks with us even if we don't want it to. So we have to be conscientiously aware of that and not overextend ourselves as much in situations that do not promise reciprocation. Much like what I'm talking about in the Black community. These are things that are heart-wrenching, gut-wrenching, that people don't want to admit. But the truth is, yes, Black women can go further than Black men. Black men have said it's because white men allow us in and don't see us as a threat. Only a little bit. Most of the time, Black men don't have the qualifications or the skill set to apply for the same type of opportunities we do. And many of them will say, well, we dominate trade. Well, you don't dominate there either. There really isn't a place in the job market where black men dominate. It's a lot of them in trucking, but they don't dominate. And these things are important because you have to understand where someone is psychologically when they don't fit, when they are socially incompatible with everybody. The only people that they have to turn to is us. And many times we feel so sorry for them that we let them manipulate us into situations that goes against us. So, for example, whenever a black man has the opportunity to rise, to be famous, to be rich, to be wealthy, a majority of them, not all, will go with what they really desire and want, which is a white woman. And now I've talked about this before, about the social currency that white women have. We have to understand that this is a psyops. This is how their minds have been programmed to place value on whiteness. So you can't do shit to change that. It doesn't affect your worth, but you need to be aware of it. But when they don't have nothing, suddenly the black woman is good enough. Don't fall for that shit. Don't allow that shit. Okay? Okay? And a lot of times they come into your life, they attach themselves to you, and they thwart your progress. A lot of y'all are too real with these niggas because you think they're your friend. Them niggas ain't your friend. They there for some pussy. Period. And whatever else they can get out of you. Can you cook? Can you service their emotional needs? Can you compensate for where mommy failed them? Can you build them up? Well, of course they're gonna stick around because they're benefiting from it. But the truth is, many of us, if we turn our attention away from them and their sad ass sob stories about how unfair life is to them, many of us would thrive. And we hate to speak on it because we feel responsible for them. We feel like we owe it to them to not leave them behind. However, again, it is proven time and time again that when they move forward, they happily leave us behind. They don't have all these existential crises about it. They don't, of course, when they in a situation of being a bum, they're going to lie and say, oh, I choose the black woman. But as soon as they get to where they want to be, they with some spicy Latina or some ethnically ambiguous woman. Y'all got to stop falling for the shit, the snake oil salesman pitches. A lot of times they be horny. They need something to release into. Okay? And they will say whatever it takes. They will study you. They will mirror you. And you say, well, shouldn't they have gave that up in high school? Shouldn't they be serious? Yes, but it is your job to make sure that they hit certain benchmarks so that you're not walking away with a wet ass and an empty pocketbook.